Alright, so a bunch of y'all at the end of Soul Dance last Sunday was doing some movements in crow pose, and a lot of you guys showed some interest, were curious, came over, talked to me about it, had some questions. So I figured I'd make a little video here just sharing some ways to progress your crow pose and maybe try some new things. So first things first really is just a basic weight shift. This is like fundamental in the position because yes, there's some strength that you're gonna have for some of these poses, especially as they get more advanced. But the foundation of it is being able to shift your weight so you can sense where your body is in space and have the component of balance, which will make this a lot easier and require a lot less strength than you think you might need. So if you've done this pose before, or even if you haven't, still come back to the weight shift and just check where you're at. So if you're brand new, even something as simple as coming into a push-up position and just shifting your weight forward and back. This will start to load the wrists and even the fronts of the shoulders, just kind of checking where your body's at and what kind of force it can handle before you start to progress. And then we'll just come into this seated pose. And this is where we'll really work the weight shift. It's gonna give us an ability to map like where our knees are in relation to our arms and our elbows. So just coming here, just taking time to shift the weight forward and back, just sensing where you're moving from. Also removing any acorns that may be stabbing your hands. Now I'm just kind of getting ready to feel what it's like to put my weight into my hands. And there's kind of two options from here. Easier one is to have my knees outside. Harder, it'll have my knees closer up here. So I'll show you the knees on the outside first. This will be more attainable. So I'm still keeping my toes on the ground, feeling that. And then I'll come to hover. And now I'll show you with the knees further up the arms. This will require a little more mobility through your rib cage and thoracic spine. See how my butt comes up a little bit more. Hover. I can pull my feet up to my butt if I want. And notice how I come easily down with the weight shift. So ideally, you want to be able to own that posture, own that position, maybe 30 seconds, a minute, ideally. And once you feel comfortable with that, then we can start to work into some more complex things. So in regards to building more complexity with the weight shift, now we're going to bring our head towards the ground and then come back into holding the crow posture. So I'll show here first with the knees on the outside, a little basic. Then I'll move with the knees to the inside. Well, actually, I'll just keep it with the knees on the inside, and you can choose whatever variation that you want now that we've discussed that in the beginning of this video. Come to the weight shift. Hold my crow here for about 3 seconds. Then I'll weight shift to where my head comes down to the ground. Hold here for a few seconds. And then I weight shift back here and repeat. So if you can't have the knees here, you can shift them more to the outside. It'll help you with if you don't have a certain amount of strength. Once you get that, then you can advance that a little more into a headstand. using the weight shift. As you can see, the weight shift becomes very important as I start to build into a little more complexity with there. Even on that one rep, I got a little wobbly, and then I was able to clean it up. But I brought my focus back to sensing my body. Get the leaves out of your hair. So those are some simple weight shift progressions. And now we'll move into a little bit more of strength-based stuff, which you saw me doing at Soul Dance there if you were present. So once we get that isometric down in the weight shift, now we're gonna come into a hover in the crow. So it'll look like this. I'm in my crow, and then I hover up. So you can see there, the weight shift becomes important. There's a component of strength, but once I'm in it, I'm releasing into the position and I'm more rebalancing myself. So I'll keep progressing here. I'm a little fatigued. Bear with me, especially as I just did a full session before this. But I'll progress that. Now we're going to, if that's manageable for you and you feel like that's easy, we can bring this into now a straddle planche in the crow position. Here, and then I bring my legs straight out. So there you have the straddle planche. With that, you want to aim to have your feet, your legs below your hips, not have your legs too high up in the air. This builds greater integrity into the posture. It will challenge you a little more. And from there, we can provide one more progression. See if I have it in me here. We'll do crow into the handstand, which is what everyone probably wants because it looks the biggest and the flashiest. But if you don't bring the quality and the sensing of where your weight is and feeling your body, then what is it worth? What is it worth? Just something to show off? Something to think about. Tell, got a little fatigued at the end there. I still have practice to do with that one. I've been practicing the other variations for the past few months or so, and just starting to get into the handstand progression as well now. Hope this video helps you. Send me a comment or a message if you have any other questions, or if you're interested in working one-on-one with me, I'd be happy to have a chat with you and see how I can support. Peace.